Yo, what's up guys? It is me, LJP Studios, back with another video, and today we are doing another career mode recommendation. Today it is Charlton Athletic, and I actually have never seen anyone do a Charlton career mode on YouTube before, so I actually think that this is quite an interesting team, and you may have noticed already that I have updated their the Charlton team, so they do have all of the players they've signed in real life. I will explain why in a minute. Now, something else I will also note for this, I have moved Charlton to the Championship because, as some of you may know, they did get promoted to the Championship in the playoffs. Um, so what I would do for this career mode is first of all update the Charlton team so it includes all of their new signings, which I have done, and I'd also sort out the leagues. Because if I show you the championship, I won't bother showing you the other ones. But if you have a look at the championship, you can see Birmingham there, Ipswich, Leicester, um, Southampton, and also Wrexham. So I have updated the leagues, and I would recommend that you do the same. Um, so if you do update all of the transfers, I this is how I would line up. I would start their new keeper Kaminsky in goal. Um, I'd probably put Rankin Costello at right back, and I'd put their two Luton defenders at centre back, and I'd leave Ramsey there at right back. I'd leave these two CDMs as they are, um, and I think I probably would also leave the wings if I were you. Oops. And then for the strike, you do have a lot of good options. You probably could get rid of some of these, but I would remain with Godden. And as the attacking midfielder, I would go for one of their other signings in Harvey Nibbs. So if you are now starting to wonder, now that I've gone through the team, I've gone through their the fact that you should do their new signings and all of that things, and you're starting to wonder, Luke, why would you do a Charlton career mode? Well, if I read you their new signings, Charlie Kelman, Rob Apter, Harvey Nibbs, Tanto Aleuf, Thomas Kaminsky, Joe Rankin Costello, Amari Bell, Sonny Carey, and Reese Burke. Except for two of those players, what do they have in common? They've all come from League One. So that is what I would do. When you are in the Championship, you would only sign League One players. That is your first challenge, and that is what you do until you get promoted. It doesn't matter if it's for a new keeper, a new midfielder, or a new winger. It or even an attacker. It doesn't matter. You're only allowed to sign League One players whilst you're in the Championship, and then when you get to the Premier League, you can only sign Championship players. So the whole idea of this career mode is you can only sign players in the division below. Now, if you may have seen, the team would need quite a bit of work to stay in the championship. Um, but if you want, I personally think a new winger or a new DM is needed. So you would have a look through here, and maybe you want Isaiah Jones. I personally like the look of Bowler, but unfortunately he is on loan at Luton. Yeah, yeah, he's on loan at Luton, so you wouldn't be able to do that. I would maybe go for Isaiah Jones or Joseph Hungbo if you're looking for a right mid, or maybe even Dylan Markanday, but similarly, he is on loan to Leyton Orient. Um, Victor Moses is an option, but I think, in my opinion, he is just slightly past it. Maybe you would like Onyedema. Um, yeah, there are lots of options, but this is one of my personal recommendations. Quaim Poku of Peterborough. I think that would be a very, very good addition for the team. Or maybe if he's too expensive, you could bring in Ollie Tanner from Cardiff. Now, the only slight issue with Charlton is their budget because they only have 2.3 million. So you have to be very, very smart with your signings. Um, so yeah, I would definitely get a winger and maybe another CDM because whilst Apter is young, um, as is Campbell, they're not the highest overall. Um, I would look to get a new one because fair enough. If one was, say, a similar rating as like Burke, then fair enough. But they're both 66 overall, so maybe replace one of them. If not, I'd get a new CDM. Now, you may struggle to get all the players you need because of the lack of budget. Now, what I would do, there are some players you can afford to sell, so I would probably let go of Ashley Maynard Brewer, um, probably not Edwards, probably one of these centre backs. If I'm being honest, I'd probably let go of Gillespie because you have Amari Bell, Jones, Burke, and then you'd also have Mitchell and McIntyre. So I don't really think you need Gillespie. I mean, you could send McIntyre back. That would cost you a bit of money to do so. I would maybe also look to move on Luke Berry. I don't really think that he is necessarily needed. Um, Maybe Anderson, but if you don't want to sell him because he's only 19, then loan him out. And then I would definitely look to move some of these attackers on because, in my opinion, you don't need one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. You don't need 8 strikers in a team. So I'd get rid of Mbik and Dixon for sure. And that still leaves you with one, two, three, four, five. That still leaves you with 6 strikers. Now, I would. It's frustrating because I don't really. I'd almost be tempted to say get rid of Godden, make Kelman your starter, and then maybe get rid of. I don't know. Um, what I would do is have these two as your strikers, sell a Hadme, and then loan out these two. That's what I would do. So for the strikers, sell Dixon, sell Godden, keep Alef, keep Kelman, sell Ahadme, Daniel Kanu, loan, Lee Burn loan, and Mbik loan. No, I'd actually transfer you. So this is what I'll do. I'll quickly do it on here, so it may make a bit more sense. Um, and then I'll run you through it on the on another like menu thing, so it's more clear. What on earth I'm going on about. Um, but yeah, as there are just in some positions there are simply too many. So if I go to here and I go to transfer listed, what I would do in terms of who to transfer: Kaheem Dixon, Matt Godden, Luke Berry, Macaulay Gillespie, Ashley Maynard Brewer, and Gasson Ahadme and Micah and Bick. As for the who to loan out, Joshua Lakaritabua, Daniel Kanu, Miles Leeburn, Zach Mitchell, and Caroy Anderson. But as I said earlier, I would look to bring a new right mid. In terms of who I would recommend first. I'd recommend in term this. I'm going to do this in order of who I think you should most get to least out of these five. I think these should be your five options. I think Poku should be at the top, then Ollie Tanner, then Isaiah Jones, then Onyedinma, and then Joseph Hungbo in that order. As for CDMs, there are probably going to be a few options. Malachi Boateng, his overall is not great, but he is relatively young, which is always good. Luke O'Donnell could be an option. Michael Craig, Reading did sell him in real life, so that could be a realistic idea because he's no longer with them. I mean, you could also go for his brother Matthew Craig, but I'm not too sure. Ethan Erhan, Lamine Fan Dabo, but I think that is slightly out of the price range. Um, Darko Gyabi is another option. David Kasumu, uh, Hector Cipriano, Severt, Hegheim Manswerk, um, Daniel Phillips, Sean McWilliams, Adam Randall. There's just so many. Josh Sheehan, Xavier Simmons. Um, there really is limit. There's a limitless option. Well, there is a certain limit, but there's so many options for CDMs that you could do. Um, but yeah, I think that whilst you're in the championship, only get League One players because you can already see in the starting lineup the players they brought in from the championship. In goal, Kaminsky, Burke and Bell, Apter out wide, Harvey Nibbs. They've just they've played to their cards so well, and I think that is something you should continue going on. So if you get relegated to League One, if you get straight away relegated to League One, which hopefully you don't, um, I would recommend signing League Two players. Um, and then when you go back to the Championship, only sign League One players. And then when you get to the Premier League, only sign Championship players. And I think that would make it more interesting because there's not going to be any top superstars getting relegated to the Championship. So no matter if you're trying to compete for the Champions League final, you still aren't able to sign a Premier League player. You're only allowed to go for those Championship players. And no matter where you are, like what if you're in League Two or in the Premier League, you're not allowed any free agents or anything like that, or pre-contracts unless you can do a pre-contract if they play for a team in the division below. But apart from that, free agents are off limits. In terms of youth academy, I personally, I probably wouldn't for youth academy, but at the same time, I could understand why. So that one is up to you. It's not really they're not known for their youth academy, but they still have players. For example, one of the players we're trying to loan out, Micah Mbik, he came through the Charlton academy. So there's no great academy players. So you you don't have to, but you can if you want. In my opinion, I wouldn't. Um, I probably would when we got to the Premier League, I think. But as for now, when we're in the Championship, I wouldn't. Um, but yeah, that is that, and I think that is everything. So to recap, only sign players in the division below, no matter how big or small the club gets, whether you get relegated all the way back down to League One or you get promoted and you're competing for a Champions League final. You can always only sign people in the division below. Um, So yeah, and hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you like if you have enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new or if you haven't already. Comment below what you want to see in the future or your career mode recommendations. I've still got a couple to mind, and then I think next week I might slowly make um some other type of videos, whether it's on EAFC or a different game. And I'll see you for another video very soon. Goodbye.